This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
So because we have very different schedules.
Yeah.
Super different schedules. I mean, I work for a living.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll go like a goddamn week.
Yeah.
We'll not see each other. But the other day, yesterday, in fact,
Yeah.
I came out of my bedroom and you came out of the bathroom, and within seconds,
We didn't speak like normal people.
We
Like,
just
hey,
started-
man, what's going on?
I don't even know why we started doing it.
I think because I didn't realize you were out here and I went, shit.
So you said shit, and I just started doing a Tracy Morgan impression?
Yeah, we both just started doing Tracy Morgan impressions.
Shit was lemon.
That's hilarious.
I'll always like him. He gave me them franks, them ballpark franks. So, yeah, if people, you're listening to us here, this is how we are.
Yeah.
We just, in any moment, any day, we just start doing Tracy Morgan impressions to each other. We just sat here for the last half an hour.
Longer than that.
For an hour. First of all, we spent an hour or two talking about Skyrim.
Yeah.
We just sat here and each ate 20 dumplings. We're like, so Skyrim's a game.
Yeah. We're playing again.
How about mods? Skyrim, dumplings.
Yeah.
And then we went on YouTube.
Yep.
And
if you've not seen Chuggo, go listen to Chuggo.
There's nothing we can do here unless we just played it right now.
Yeah.
It's just a dude named Chuggo. He's got like a Halloween staff. It's like a Halloween prop staff.
Yeah.
And he's just like
And he says,
that fucking guy.
yeah.
Just YouTube Chuggo.
Yeah.
CHUGGO.
Mayonnaise on my bread, because that's how I eat. Knife in the lobby, because that's how I creep.
I treat pussy like weed. I pass it around.
I got feet, so I stand on the ground.
Did you make that up?
I made that up, but you would never know.
I was like, I don't remember. That's not a Chuggo original.
But mayonnaise on the bread, that's how I eat.
Are you Chuggo?
I am Chuggo.
Is that what you look like, bald?
Ah, hey, fucking guy.
Can you imagine this? Imagine if I came home from work and you had shaved your entire head.
And was Chuggo.
Not and was Chuggo. Not then. My God, I've been living with Chuggo this whole time.
I am Chuggo.
I just mean like, dude, you scared the shit out of one thing. If she came home and you were just making eggs or something and you shaved your beard smooth and you shaved your head bald.
I know what I'm going to do now. But eventually I'm going to shave my beard at some point.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll get like a really short haircut, shave my beard. Then when she comes home, I'll just look at her and go, how are you? How are you? How are you?
No, you should act like a goose. Dude, she gets scared. I saw her. She had her hair tie fell out of her hair one time, and it like fell against her body, so she felt it brush against her as it fell to the ground. And she wasn't wearing her glasses and thought it was a bug or something, and she freaked out. I saw her go, and then go, oh, it's just a hair tie, and pick it up.
Yeah.
So if you were bald and beardless, she wouldn't, she already thinks all white people look the same. So like you look so different that she'd be like,
Yeah.
she always says that we look like brothers. We don't, people at home. We don't.
No.
I mean, we're both white.
That's it.
We're both tall.
That's it.
That's it. She's just like, you both look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that would be so funny.
We'll do it. I'll do it sometime.
It makes me think of that time that we went on an island and I promised you I was going to shave my head that way.
Yeah. Why? Why did you not?
Because what happened was I got stuck with Zach and Jenica, and they were doing you remember how late I was to get to the island?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, guys, they're waiting for us, you fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing was, what it was about. It was just, we were going to this crazy island. We just thought it'd be funny on this island if I'd shave my beard into like a big like handlebar mustache and chops, and you were going to shave your head because you'd shaved your head once before, and it was one of the funniest things.
You always said, because my skin is really sensitive, so I don't like to let my shave my beard too often or very frequently. I usually keep it pretty smooth, but I go like a week and then I shave it. I go a week and I shave it.
Yeah.
And I shave my head so closely to the skin, and then I had a good amount of stubble. And I remember when I was in school and you said, you look like they cleared away some sand or some rubble and they found your face. Like they moved away the
Yeah, because you were just a little furry everywhere but like your eyes, nose, and mouth.
but just a little furry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember you shaved your head and you sat in front of me in one class. In the back of your head, it looked like your brain. It's just that you had the wrinkliest head, and
I was fat, man.
It was just really amusing to me. It looked like your brain was on the outside of your head, and I would just sit behind you.
It
and
wasn't
laugh.
that wrinkly.
It was wrinkly, man. It looked like one of those little wrinkly dogs.
I wonder if it's still that wrinkly. I've lost a lot of weight since then, but
Yeah.
I don't. I wonder if it's still that wrinkly.
I don't know. Should shave your head and see.
That close?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
Again?
You think it would? What would they say at work if you just showed up with a shaved head?
The guy at work just did it. I mean, just about as close as I did it before.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't care.
No, I don't see why they would care.
It's my hair.
It's my hair.
It's now or never.
Yep.
We're gonna shave it together.
Ooh.
That's like one Ting came home and I was just shaving your neck.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
What's up, One Ting? Oh my God. So the other day I went to there's a place near us. It's just like a 50. That doesn't make any sense. It's like a buffet. We call it 50 because it's 50 Taiwanese dollars.
Yeah, which is ridiculously cheap.
Super cheap. You just get like a bunch of
Yeah, you get 3 vegetables and a meat.
and a pile of rice.
Yeah, a big pile of rice.
It's
200
super cheap.
grams of rice.
How do you know?
I weighed it once.
Where?
Here.
Where?
There's a food scale in the kitchen.
No way.
Yeah, it's mine.
You brought a food scale from America?
No, I think I bought one. I don't
When?
think. I know. A long time ago. Just to see how much stuff weighed here. So I weighed out I bought a 50 and broke it all into increments and weighed it all.
Oh, that's how you know how much the calories are.
Yeah.
I was wondering how the fuck you figure that out.
Yeah.
The things you get up to when the house is empty.
Yeah.
So we did this place, and obviously we live in Asia, and I can kind of speak Chinese. Kind of. My Chinese is terrible. But I went down there, and I ordered my food, and this customer there was like, hey, you should try this, and pointed to this onion salad. And I've gotten that before. And he said it in English, like, you should try it. It's like sweet and sour. It's good. And I don't know how to say this, but what I wanted to, I said it in Chinese. What I wanted to say was, I like it, but my girlfriend doesn't like to taste it in my mouth. Which I asked One Ting. I said it accurately, but I said boyfriend and not girlfriend. Which is incredible, right? They sound really close. Non-pengyo and new pengyo. I said non-pengyo. But the clincher here, they've never once seen One Ting.
Right.
But they know you and I are buddies.
We always go down there and get 50s. So they're probably like, oh.
They were cool about it. They're like, oh, right on.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, yeah. He doesn't like to kiss you when you've eaten those onions. They've totally seen us. They know that we're like, and I even go there sometimes. Like when I go, hey, has my friend been here? Because if you haven't, I'll get you one.
Yeah.
If she says, oh no, I'll buy you one. I'll bring it back.
Yeah.
So when I said my boyfriend doesn't like this taste in my mouth, she totally was like the bearded one. They are a couple.
Yeah, because it's funny. One time they asked where you were, because a lot of times we go there at the same time. Then like our schedules changed up. But I went down and was like, I got one. And she said, "Where's your friend?" And I said, "Oh, he's working." And when I did working, I made the motion of like digging a hole with an imaginary shovel,
Which is so funny because that is not at all what I
But
do.
when I thought working, I was like, "Oh, he's working." And she speaks English, and like an asshole, I'm like working and act like I'm digging a hole. Like you're working. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
I do that all the time, man.
Yeah. What's like we were talking, like, we always do some shit like that. When was it? Someone at McDonald's went through this whole thing. I was the only person there, and I ordered some food, and I'm standing there waiting, and she goes up and hands it to me, and in Chinese, I just went, hello! Like, instead of
At the end of the order.
At the end of everything. Hello. And we just started, she kind of like, I was like, yeah, or just, all right. Just,
There's that one time I went up there, we were with the Irish fellows. He wasn't feeling good. He wanted some McDonald's.
Yeah.
So we went, it was a weird decision, but he wanted some chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
So we got in line and I was like, all right, we're going to get a 20 piece and split it. I was like, let's get a 20 piece and then like 2 Cokes. And you stood up, you were in the line behind us. You got up to the lady and went, the same?
yeah.
I
Same.
want the same.
I want the same.
But she doesn't speak English.
Right.
So I was like, what I wanted to say was, he wants what I got.
Yeah.
But what I said was, I want him.
And I went, yeah, because I didn't know you're Chinese. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what you said. So I went, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I fucked that up so bad.
She just starts laughing again.
And she was like, what? And I was
what?
then someone in the back was like, blah, 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 Chinese. He wants the fucking same.
Yeah.
He doesn't want him. Maybe he does. I don't know, but don't put any onions. He doesn't like the taste
It's the whole thing.
in his mouth. China.
Yeah.
Not even. Taiwan.
China, not even.
China, not even.
That's Taiwan's slogan, actually, is China, not even.
I can't even.
China, not even. Forget about it.
I find it's terrible that I do this, but the Jewish people aren't really a thing here. Like, Asian people are kind of racist against other Asians and black people.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but like they know they're different than the other other Western people, the other Western people. So like my girlfriend probably wouldn't even know that a Mexican person was not white. I bet you One thing maybe could, but like the average Taiwanese person would just be like, that's just another American.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like they see a black person, they know that's a black black person.
Right.
There's a point to this.
Okay.
There's a point to this. You're like, you're giving me a look like, right?
All right. I'm with you.
I think it's endlessly funny to be a little racist towards Jewish people.
Do you?
No.
No, enough.
Let me.
God. Check your O.
Check your O, man. Around, like we watched a lot of Big Bang Theory, and that guy, I can't remember his name, Simon Helbig, I think is the name. I always refer to him, that one thing, but she can't remember his name, so I'm always like, the Jewy one. The Jewy one. And I refer to, like, different actors as Jewy. And it's funny to me because that's not part of the world here.
Right.
So, like...
No, that's.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm just digging myself a hole. No, I'm working.
Yeah, you're working.
Like, it's just funny to refer to, like,
because she doesn't even understand. Like, you're doing it as a goof,
but it's not a goof to her. She's just like, oh yeah, the Jewy one.
Because you're not racist,
right?
But what you're doing is being like, hey, I'm not racist, but this is funny because I'm kind of being racist, and you don't even know that I'm kind of being racist as a joke.
She came home from work one day and said, my coworker just got back from America and said that she tried chicken made by black people and it was really good. Does that make sense? And I said,
what?
What do you mean? What do you mean? That just black people made your friend chicken? She said she went to a restaurant called Black Man's Chicken. And I went, what?
No.
What state were they in? Where were they? So they were somewhere in like Alabama or something.
Okay.
And I was like, there's no restaurant called Black Man's Chicken.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
And it's a racist stereotype.
Right? And I was like, oh my God, what? But she's like, does that make sense? I was like, I mean.
A black person could have made your friend chicken.
And it might have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what I mean? That's why.
It's like saying all fat people can cook.
Or, I always thought it was funny, like, like if someone I was thinking about these the other day when I was on the train. Imagine if there was just a button where, like, your thought, like, the exact thought, you could, like, give someone your...
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. Well, I was on the train, and I was thinking, like, I'm the fattest person I see most days. Because I live in Asia, right? Yeah. It's true. And
people are small.
People are just...
I'm always excited whenever I see somebody as fat as me.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey!
If I see someone fatter than me, I'm like, oh, God, no one...
Yeah. Well, I saw a big fat guy at the...
You're going to have to edit all that Jewish stuff out.
Okay.
I'm regretting that.
No, I knew what you're saying. You're not... No, it makes sense.
It's like I made that joke about Hitler being a great man because he's the one who killed Hitler.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, who was it that got mad at that?
My girlfriend one day.
That's interesting. But that's a funny joke.
Yeah, I agree.
I told him.
But I was on the train, and I was thinking, like, if I fart right now, everyone will just think it's the fat guy. Like, are fat people more flatulent than flatulent? Are they? Do they fart more than normal people? Do fat people fart more?
I don't know. But that's interesting, because you're right.
If someone farts, they think it was the fat guy.
That's got to be just like a perception that.
Well, they're digesting more food.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's probably also it's like a perception. You know what I mean? Like if you lined up like you said one of these people committed a crime and you had
one of them was fat
and one of them was like ugly or they you know.
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
People are statistically more likely to be like, I bet it was that guy because there's something skeevy about that guy, and it's bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know the technical term, but it's horseshit.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, pure horse gibberish.
I was just gonna go down like the Jewish racism thing again. I was like, someone in this line stole a bunch of money.
Oh my God.
Just edit. You know what? Just do like smooth jazz for like a big chunk of this.
It's funny.
It's not. It is. It is.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any Jewish listeners.
Regardless.
I love. Well, every now and then,
middle class white people listen to this, so
it's
we're
only
totally
wasps.
fine.
It's only wasps. Yeah. The actual wasps.
I think they put them on the endangered list too. The insect.
White Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
Yeah, the insect version of those.
Anglo-Saxon Protestant sounds like a race in Skyrim.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not like a fucking... What was I going to say? I don't know. Every now and then because we edit the podcast and we listen to it so we can make posts about it. Every now and then I listen again. And it always feels like super narcissistic to laugh at ourselves. But there's one where you use the word Oriental. And I go on a whole thing telling you don't do that because it's not accepted.
And I said, what about Oriental rugs?
Right. Well, yeah, we want a whole thing. We were, consciousness raising and all that. And, at the end of it, I go, dude, I don't care. I'm not Oriental.
Right.
I say that so casually, it cracked me up. I don't remember the point.
Did you read?
Nate sent me something. For those of you at home, this is why there was a pause and a laugh. He told me, like, if you don't know what to talk about, click this link. And he said, do not read it until you're in the middle of the podcast. And it says, corned beef sandwich in space that nearly killed everyone. Stories you didn't learn in history class. Do you know what happened? Did you read it?
You need to just read it. It's really short.
No, I want you to give me this, and I want you to give me the. So, okay, wait. Corned beef sandwich in space that nearly killed everyone. Stories you didn't learn in history class. Can I guess?
Go.
Well, the only reason there's going to be a corned beef and sandwich in fucking space is a man who's going to eat it. Or a woman. There's a person out there who's going to eat it. They didn't just send one up there to see what that would be like.
No.
They're like, okay, we have to work up to monkey, so let's send up a fucking...
Send up a corned beef sandwich.
Let's go. Pen. Okay, that was fine. Let's send up a piece of cheese.
Yeah.
And then, like, all right.
Work up the whole sandwich.
Piece of bread.
Yeah, then people... No, then a monkey.
Yeah.
There's a lot of monkey bones up there, right?
Space is mostly monkey bones.
Yeah, I think they sent like a lot of animals and stuff up there, and they're up there.
If space is truly infinite, there must be a monkey bone galaxy.
A whole galaxy of monkey bones?
If it's infinite.
I guess.
Infinite.
If there's multiple infinite dimensions of reality, sure.
There's a man up there. He's in the space station. I'm saying man. I don't mean to be sexist. This is just, there's someone up there eating a corned beef sandwich. I imagine, if you did the numbers, I bet you most of the people up there who went up to space were probably men, because, I mean, we're talking about the 70s and 80s and shit. Astronauts.
Yeah.
There's women up there.
Yeah. Whatever you come up with, the truth of it. You want to hear it?
No. I want to guess. I haven't even guessed yet.
Okay.
All I've been doing is stumbling over the fact that I've been terribly racist and sexist this episode. And I'm going to need you to edit it in a way that makes me sound good.
What's funny is if I don't edit it at all and people think that's the best we could have done. That you were way...
Like, what was he saying? What did he take out?
Oh my God.
He said the Jewy one.
Okay.
I think they were eating the sandwich. It gave them gas, and it messed up. Either something got ignited because of the methane, or it messed up the delicate balance of the atmosphere that's inside the container.
Okay.
Am I in the right ballpark?
Maybe. It really doesn't go too far. It's funny because...
Wait, you about to tell me?
I can tell you whenever you're ready.
But I'm not ready.
Okay.
I want to be warmer to the truth. How close to the truth am I? Someone ate the sandwich.
Yeah, somebody ate it.
It gave them gas.
No.
Someone ate the sandwich, and that almost killed it. What does this mean that nearly killed everyone? Everyone in space or everyone in the world?
Everyone anywhere. No, it's everyone in space.
I was going to say, what catastrophe could have gone off in space that would have killed everyone? So it almost killed everyone that was in the space with them in space?
Potentially.
In the space?
Could have.
And it was because someone ate it.
Yeah.
They vomited. And it got into electronic equivalent.
You've gone too far. It's actually just, it's that simple, really. The funny part of it is that it was a non-sanctioned corned beef sandwich.
They didn't know it was on the ship.
No. And one of the astronauts, maybe if it was...
He's sneaking sandwiches on the ship.
He snuck a corned beef sandwich inside his spacesuit.
If a man or woman, again, has the discipline to become an astronaut, but
is chuckle-fucky enough...
to sneak corned beef sandwiches into space.
I ain't going to space and eating that food in that pouch again. Fuck that. I'm taking one of the wife's corned beef sandwiches.
Where did he keep it?
All it said is he snuck it inside his spacesuit. So, right. Nobody's going to double check him because he's a fucking astronaut. He's supposed to be top of his game. No one's going to think somebody's smuggling shit on there. They're trained, and it's a dangerous thing, and he just thought...
And if anyone knows the goddamn consequences, I mean, they've been trained to understand the consequences.
So he takes a corned beef sandwich to space, smuggles it. A contraband, non-sanctioned, is exactly what they called it. A non-sanctioned corned beef sandwich. They get into space.
I imagine like they didn't have the weight calculated, or...
No, he just takes it out of his spacesuit. All the other astronauts are delighted. They're like, oh, that's great. So they start eating the corned beef sandwich.
They all start just tucking in?
Yeah, but as they're eating it, it's the rye bread starts crumbling because it dried out, and so there's crumbs going everywhere, and they're getting into the fucking
Which
instrument.
is the worst.
Yeah.
You can't have that.
Yeah, that's the whole reason the space food is why it is. So the shit doesn't go everywhere. And they're just munching on a corned beef sandwich, and particles of it are going everywhere and getting in the controls. So nothing actually happened, but NASA, of course, they know everything that happens in these missions. So they immediately, so they got back down and they all got severely reprimanded, especially the main guy.
Especially the sandwich.
The sandwich guy. And they were like, they weren't amused at all.
No. Like, dude, we'd spend $1 billion to send you up there, and you snuck we'd give
He
you,
snuck a sandwich.
we'd give you as many goddamn corned beef sandwiches as you wanted when you came back. Like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you?
And he didn't put, he didn't wrap it. He just stuck the sandwich in his spacesuit somehow, right beforehand, taking the sandwich to space. Just thought it would be funny.
And that man, Homer Simpson.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
space sandwich. Also, who did they send up to space? Is this like the trials? Like they made it up from sandwich to monkey to person, but they're like, let's not train him.
What it says in the thing, it's like Apollo, one of the Apollo missions.
Like it's fully trained men.
Yeah.
So this man takes a sandwich out of his spacesuit while they're in space.
Yeah.
And it delights to the delight of everyone aboard.
Yeah.
Who should be trained to understand the ramifications of that.
I don't think they ate the whole sandwich because about halfway after they took several bites of the sandwich, they realized what was happening because the bread was just falling. And there's actual the text of them, like when they're the description of them talking about it, is like, and there was nothing to hold it together, and it starts to fall apart. They're like his actual transcript.
It's breaking up. I'm gonna stick it in my pocket, said Grissom after taking a bite. It was a thought anyway. Not a very good one. Pretty good though if it would just hold together. I took a bite, but crumbs of rye bread started floating all around the cabin.
Right?
Oh my god.
So that was a pretty good idea though.
It was not a good idea.
Yes. No, he said it wasn't a good idea, but like that was a thought though, not a very good one. If it would just hold together. He snuck a sandwich to space. I mean, does that not sound, that's why I love it, man. This is the type of stuff that keeps me up at night. Like I'm there thinking, I'm like, you can't make this shit up.
How have we made it this far? How have we made it this far?
If you put, like you said, those are people trained. You know what I mean? If that'd be like a fucking brain surgeon being like, oh, it's fine. I'm going to bring my fucking Mountain Dew Slurpee into the, it'll be fine.
No, sure, my cat can watch.
Yeah, just bring the cat in. He's fine. I mean, it's the equivalent of that. It's the same, you're in this fucking brain surge sterile environment and being like,
they're going to space.
Hey, let's race slugs. That's a stretch, but yeah, space.
You think anyone's ever fucked up there? They jerked off.
Well, they may have because they'll say sex is banned in space, and especially on the International Space Station.
How are they going to stop them?
I don't know. Well, you would think that their discipline and their training would kick in to be like, we can't fuck up here for whatever reason.
They're sneaking sandwiches, though.
But if some guy's sneaking sandwiches, he's fucking around. Do you remember the first one where you were talking about where they put like penthouse clippings or Playboy clippings into like the lunar landing?
Do you know what
textbook?
Do you know what's way more difficult to keep your hands off than a corned beef sandwich?
Each other.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So if you're in space, yeah. But they said they know everything that's going on. But I'm sure they figured it out.
They know everything that's going on, but it's like,
I'm sure they figured out how to do it. I mean, I'm sure. You just get into one of those sleeping bags, just double up on one of those hanging.
I bet you it's hard though, because you're floating around, every thrust would push them away from you.
Right. You'd have to anchor yourself into a corner somewhere. And
you'd have to like belt them to you.
Yeah, it would be a whole thing. It'd be interesting.
It would be a thrill.
Yeah. But you think if you start getting fluids going around in there, if you start get stuff going around.
Could you ejaculate, you think? Is gravity a component? There's muscles that move it around.
Yeah, you'd still be able to, because you can, it's the same place you poop, urinating in Berlin and stuff. Berlin in space has got to be a thing. But
why doesn't our body just like, why does it build these muscles to push things through? Why wouldn't it just use gravity? Like, why don't you be like, all right.
Because you know how long if you're just sitting around and you're just having to sit there,
no,
with
I'm
your
just
fucking
saying,
butthole
like,
open, waiting
no,
for
it just all
gravity to
piles
take over.
against a fucking trapdoor, and then the door just like blop.
Opens.
Yeah, just a fucking hatch. It just like drops it all out.
I don't know, man. I don't have an answer for that. You know I don't.
It just seems more efficient. You don't have to worry about muscles and
I don't know. It was more efficient to develop a system to force waste from your body instead of relying on gravity.
But I mean,
but maybe gravity's just never been powerful enough to really facilitate those systems properly when they were first being developed. So it just naturally
gravity's not any stronger now.
Right, because it's
less strong now than it. What are you talking about?
But when we were first forming in his primal life, it was probably. I mean, the same way we have a circulatory system, we don't rely on gravity to.
There's elements of us that rely on gravity.
What? Our ears? Our eyelids? Nope, because they would just close once and we would never open them again.
Well, there's your balance system.
Oh yeah, the equilibrium, the thing in your ear.
The fluid, and there's those bones with the hairs and electricity.
Yeah, electricity?
John.
We got it's like the stirrup and the mortar and pestle or something that's up in your ear.
John, you're gonna have to explain that one to us, bud. I'm just saying, gravity's around and it's affecting all life that's evolved on this planet. There's got to be okay, it's not us, but bats. Like the way that they hang upside down, their weight pulls these bones tight and it locks locks their claws on the thing. Like their body weight literally locks and that's gravity.
Yeah, that makes sense. So their muscles don't get tired.
Yeah,
and they can just hang there indefinitely.
Yeah. yeah.
When they're ready to go, they just unlatch.
Right.
Yeah. But I guess they developed for that purpose for some reason. Yeah.
I mean, your ass is towards the bottom. It's got to be gravity based. It's got to be a little bit's helping it out.
But I guess it's because your stomach, you swallow and it's a muscle that pushes it to your stomach. Your stomach is like a big muscle, wallers the food around and helps digest it. Then there's it put your entire digestive
it's
system.
Not just flying through. It's not.
Yeah, I guess it's because you've got to have it because your intestinal tract is coiled on itself.
Yeah.
Hundreds of times. So gravity isn't going to, it would be such a slow process. I don't think we could function properly. But you'd have to wait for gravity to do it. You've got to have something to pump it around the corners and through the tubes inside of there. So might as well just have one at the end to squirt it on out when it's done.
Yeah.
Man, we figured that one out.
You're welcome, people at home.
Yeah. Inquiring
But there's got to be, I mean, obviously they figured out. I mean, humans are up there okay, but like for example, like their bones get all soft.
What does?
In space.
Oh, yeah. Puddin bone, they call it.
Old puddin bone.
Got a case of the puddin bone.
Back down on Earth, got them puddin bones. Have you ever seen those diseases where like... Here's what I'll do. I'll just type in most interesting diseases.
Okay.
Most
There's the one where people get the big blue heads. Hypercephalic? Is that a thing?
The top 10 strangest and most exotic diseases. Here we go.
All right.
Okay, here we go. This one's called elephantitis.
Yeah.
Did you know what it's caused by? Parasitic worms, man.
Really?
Mosquitoes like put a bunch of parasitic worms and then they make you real big.
What? I didn't know that. I thought it was like a gland issue or something.
They accumulate in the surrounding tissue and then the fluid buildup and causes extreme swelling.
Oh, did not know that.
Common signs of this disease are oversized arms, legs, breasts, and genitalia. Because I got it.
Well, I remember seeing there's that classic elephantitis thing where the man's sitting on his own testicles like a beanbag.
Classic?
It's classic because it's the first case of that I ever encountered.
So the mosquito got him in the dick?
I don't know.
Has a mosquito ever bitten your dick?
No.
My dick's tucked away, man.
I don't think I've ever been bitten in the dick by a mosquito.
There's one called FOP. That's fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva. Basically just like all your tissues of your body turn to bone.
I don't want FOP, goddammit. I'm a dapper Dan man.
Don't want
I
FOP.
don't want FOP.
This is one called Allison.
Turned to bone?
They just turned to bone, dude.
Damn.
The skeleton of someone with it looks like again, I'm going to say something. We've been playing a lot of Skyrim recently. It looks like an armor set out of Skyrim.
Okay. If you could control that in certain situations, that could be beneficial. If you could have big bony...
But it's like if you get a cut on your arm, the cut heals as bone.
It's crazy. That's like a mutant power.
But like every time your body has to repair something, like if it has to repair something in your heart...
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. If you could control it. You could get big bony knucklefish. You could be like, what's his name? From Batman v Superman?
Doomsday?
Dawn of Fuckus?
Doomsday.
You'd be like Doomsday.
Dawn of Fuckus. Oh, Fuckus?
I don't want Fuckus.
There's Alice in Wonderland syndrome.
What?
Objects.
It's where if you accidentally fall down a rabbit hole, no one ever hears
Objects appear further away or extremely close all at the same time. For example, a normal-sized car may appear like a small toy, and a pet dog may be perceived as being the size of a mouse.
What? Okay, how's that work? Does it explain how it works? Because that's interesting. Is it an optical thing or a mental a problem with the like a mental perception of the vision, or is it like
it makes everything seem smaller than they are in reality? It's a neurological condition.
So it's in the okay.
It's often associated with migraines and brain tumors.
Right. Well, yeah, I'd imagine if I looked at the fucking my kitchen table and it looked like a tiny little Lego set, I'd be like, all right, I probably got tumors up there.
The Kuru disease, but it's like the human version of mad cow. Like if you eat a bunch of humans, you get this thing.
The human version of mad cow.
Well, because cows eat beef.
I understand. So it's mad human disease.
Mad human disease, yeah. Well, but apparently, like it's also known as laughing sickness. You get like pathological bursts of laughter.
Eating people
makes you just like. Ah!
Is it eating them in general, or eating like undercooked people?
Well, the thing about eating, the reason cannibalism is so tricky. A lot of
people? The reason cannibalism is so tricky.
The thing is like why cannibalism like in nature isn't the rule.
No.
Like I guess in fish, a lot of fish do it.
Bugs.
Yeah. The reason it's so tricky, like a lot of mammals, for example, don't do it. Is like if you eat a human, the chances of it having a disease or something that affects humans
is very high.
But if I eat a cow, there's probably all kinds of diseases that you're eating that don't do anything to humans.
Makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you
every now and then, like chimpanzees and stuff will cannibalize a tribe. Like if they go into their territory and they kill them, they might eat one or two of them. They don't know why. Never figured it out yet.
Yet.
Stay tuned.
We're on it.
Yeah.
This one's strange, called nodding syndrome. It's just yep. It's fatal.
What? You nod yourself to death?
It apparently only affects very young children, and when you show them food, they just nod so vigorously they just like.
God, oh Lord, that's so specifically weird, dude. That is. So a little kid has a disease that when you show it food, it nods itself to death. I swear to God, you can't make this shit up. If you made this up as a disease in a movie that you wrote, people would be like, come on, man.
How do I know they didn't make this up?
Something more realistic than that.
The website.
That's what the kid had.
The website's zidbits.com. I don't know what the fuck kind of,
Zidbits.
It's zidbits.com.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Just if like, yep. Oh God.
Dad. You showed him food. Like, quit showing him the food. But if you wrote that into a movie, like if you wrote there's a child that the whole movie's about, say it's like an I Am Sam type movie, or like, the guys, we're feeling for the kid. The whole plot of the movie is like there's a family, there's a single dad, and he's raising their kid, and the kid doesn't have autism or, something like that. If that was the disease you put in the movie, and it was one of those type of movies that we've seen a million times, but the disease in the movie was nodding syndrome, producers would just be like, I don't think that's going to relate.
People are going to think you made that up, and it's going to be like, yeah.
And what would be prevented? It's like anytime they take the kid into a restaurant, they got to cover his eyes real quick. Don't show him food. Oh my!
You're not going to take him into a restaurant, man. How are you going to protect him?
Well, like if an astronaut walks up and offers him a corned beef sandwich and the kid nods himself to death, They're
like, what? Get out of my studio. Get out of my film studio. I'm not giving you any money for this astronaut giving corned beef sandwiches to kids with nodding syndrome movie. It's an experiment. Come on. This happened.
Yeah. You guys need to show some support for nodding syndrome by nodding yes to this idea.
Get out of my office, Mr. Zidbits.
Nope. Does the opposite of a nod.
Thank you. Thank you. There's one called auto brewery syndrome, which our friend 15% alcohol,
15% alcohol,
13 whatever he said.
13 alcohol man from Tokyo.
Auto brewery syndrome, gut fermentation syndrome. Just any carbohydrates you ingest will start to ferment and turning into alcohol just in your stomach.
Yeah,
but apparently someone who has this, you don't really get drunk. You just hungover all the time.
Oh, that would suck. Yeah. So you're not getting even the good parts of the booze.
Way.
Oh, that sucks. Imagine that, a disease that sucks.
Oh, that sucks.
Nodding syndrome.
What? I don't know the name of it. It's like myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy. You have twice the strength of a normal human, and there's no downsides. Not any that they know of yet.
What? That's great.
It's called myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy. It's a rare genetic condition characterized by reduced body fat, increased skeletal muscle size. Individuals have twice the usual amount of muscle mass on their bodies. Oh, they specifically give it to cows and stuff.
I bet when you see those big mutant cows that have like double meat on them.
Double meat?
What? Let me tell you about getting that. I got that fucking. I went to the store one time and they had two options for chickens. They had regular rotisserie chicken, and right next to it was colossal chicken. So I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll go for the colossal chicken. It's only like $2 more." It was the grossest thing I've ever attempted to eat.
It was just. They
were muscles. I mean, you've eaten enough chicken in your life that you know how a chicken works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how the thing's put together. This thing had meat in places. A chicken, you would eat a layer of meat, and there was it had like double meat. It was the weirdest thing, and it was like all slimy. There's like a membrane between the meat. I've never seen anything like it. It's like the chicken grew to full size, and then it just grew to full size again. It's gross.
That is odd. It's like those, like when you go to a Renaissance fair or something, they give you those turkey legs.
Those mutant turkey legs?
They just like are all kinds of tendons.
Yeah, they taste like pork. I was eating them, and it tastes like you're eating ham.
It does. I mean, a lot of these aren't really that particularly.
We went to a Renaissance fair one time and did that, and we had no money when we went, because we went to my buddy's house. His dad had this really awesome bottle of like scotch or something, like a really expensive, like $150 bottle of this old ass scotch. We're like, yeah, we'll try a little bit of that. Well, we proceeded to drink the whole bottle. So we got up the next day and we're hungover as shit. We're like, oh my God, well that was the whole thing. And he's like, we got to replace this scotch. Because he's like, my dad will be pissed if he finds out we drank this scotch. So we drove, and I was like, man, because this trip ended up being like a 2-day excursion, and I just thought we were leaving the house to like grab some food. So I had. It did. I had no change of clothes. We drove like 2.5 hours to his parents. It became a whole thing. And I had like $10 in my pocket or $20 or something.
Sure.
It's all the money I had. So we go on this whole thing. So we spent our money.
Which is funny. You had to live for a goddamn month in Taiwan with $20 in your pocket.
Well, this year we went, and I remember we get some for whatever, and we bought the cheapest bottle of scotch we could find and poured it back into that bottle. And then somebody called and was like, hey, there's a Renaissance fair like another 2 hours away. Like, you should meet us there and we'll go to this. So I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, I don't have anything to do. So we went there with the last of our money. Eugene handed me some money. He's like, hey, let's go get us a couple of those big turkey legs. I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be great, because we're kind of hungover, and like some reason that sounded good.
They're not bad.
Yeah, but it was like, yeah,
they're weird.
But by the time you get halfway through it, yeah, it's like you're eating a porcupine. There's all this shit poking out of it.
Yeah.
And it's like eating through a ham. It's like pink ham. And I went over there and I said 2 turkey legs, and the other options were, I should have gotten a drink, of course, but instead I thought, no, fuck that. Give us 2 pickles on a stick. So I came back over and he looks at us. I was like, and I was all happy. Like, I did good. Here's a big ass pickle on a stick and a salty ass turkey leg. The saltiest fucking thing in the world. And he's like, did you get any drinks? I was like, oh no. And we were out of money. Dude, we were we were so fucking thirsty. We were already hungover and dehydrated. Now we're full of salty ass stick pickles, and
I did good.
Yeah. Nodding syndrome.
Yep. I mean,
Here's something. Okay, you remember? Did you find something? Okay, well, go for it. What is it? What do you got?
You know, like, I think last episode we talked about, I don't know, who knows when this is going to come out on the line, but remember we talked about that whole thing is going on. We don't live in America right now, but apparently...
Is it clowns? Dude, the clowns are still happening. What the fuck is going on?
The country's crawling with creepy ass clowns.
Yes, we leave the country for a little bit, and it's crawling with clowns.
Send in the clowns.
No, I keep reading this. Dude, about a month ago, we talked about that, right? And it's still going on, and all the way, it's like, it started out as one. I don't understand why people think clowns are creepy to start with. I don't get it, personally.
No, I don't really get it either.
I don't understand
I get it when they're purposely creepy, like when they make them like.
But that's anything. You can make a fucking nurse look like a demon or something. I don't get it.
Yeah, but like demon nurses don't make, like, I feel like a demon clown.
I personally don't find it any scarier than a demon nurse, or if you dressed up fucking cookie.
What's the scariest demon then? I'm going to list some jobs.
And none of them are going to be scary.
I'm going to list some jobs. And I want you to give me
that's scary.
1 to 10.
What would be scary to me is if I walked into a fucking room and it pulled me into another dimension or something. Well, that would be scary to me. Something that looked like a fucking McDonald's worker with it's the demon version. It's the same thing.
So McDonald's worker demon version, that's number 10?
Are we counting down to the scariest?
Yes.
Dude, I don't know if there's 10 of them. None of them are going to be scary.
Give me a 1 through 10. I'm going to name some goddamn jobs.
Okay.
Here's where we are.
All right.
I'm going to name a job. You give me a 1 through 10. 10 being the scariest, 1 being like, I don't know, like as scary as just like a me.
Okay. So it's the opposite of what I was thinking.
Oh, 1 is going to be the scariest?
Yeah, countdown.
I've already
BuzzFeed style.
No. Well, because I'm not going to come up with 10. How am I going to do them in order? Maybe what if... I'm just going to say job. You're making this harder than
I don't understand what's happening. Okay.
I'm going to say a job.
I'm the wrong person to do this because I don't think they're scary.
But maybe, how do you know maybe?
Okay, let's go.
Do I have to say the parameters again and people can understand what I'm talking about?
No, we understand what we're talking about.
Do we? Or
I'm just on the ride here to see some scary occupation demons.
Okay. So clown, is it just 1, just the same as me? Demon clown, though.
It's no more scarier to me than... I don't get it.
Give me a 1 through 10. Demon clown. Like the guy from It.
Yeah, I don't understand why he was a clown. To me, that makes the thing less scary, personally.
1 through 10.
He's a clown?
1 through 10.
I don't know what you mean 1 through 10. I don't understand.
10 being like the scariest thing you could possibly think of.
As a clown? Like, as a demon.
Like, you know what they say, what's the pain in your foot right now? Is it 10 the worst pain you've ever felt in your life?
I understand what we're talking about, but I don't understand why.
If I said a demon clown.
Okay, so a demon clown.
Is it a 10 that's scary? No. Is it a 1? Is it?
Yeah, if it's like a 1.
So if you saw me and you saw a demon clown, you go, oh, hey, what's up, demon clown?
I'd be like, I would watch that guy because he's fucking crazy looking, but he's not scary.
That's not a 2 or a 3 at least.
Okay, give him a 2. He's scarier than somebody who's not dressed like a demon clown, but just a little bit. Now, if it was a fucking Tyrannosaurus dressed like a clown, that would scare the shit out of me because none of that would make any sense, and I would think I went into that room again. What's the void room?
Let's abandon this because you ruined this.
I don't know how it happened. I don't know how I didn't mean to. I don't know what. I don't. All I'm saying is I don't think I don't get it. I don't understand understand why everybody's flipping out over fucking scary ass clowns all over the United States.
There's a goddamn clown in the woods. That's scary.
I get it's weird, but it's more like, what's some asshole dressed as a clown in the woods for? Fuck that guy. But it's what's funny. It's like they're everywhere. It started as one clown, and the kids started seeing some clowns out by the woods.
Yeah,
and now it's like they're in like 14 states are full of clowns.
I think it must be copycat stuff.
It's got to be copycat stuff, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't get the idea. I don't understand why it's scary. I went to middle school with a girl who was terrified of clowns. It was like people with like arachnophobia. She had the thing with clowns. I get it. Okay, I get it. It's like an irrational fear. Okay.
But I think a part of it is...
But even regular people who don't have that irrational fear are flipping out over the fact that it's clowns. And okay, I understand if it's people trying to lure children into the woods.
That's what does it for me. I don't give a shit if it's clowns.
Yeah, it's people trying to lure them in. The fact that they're dressed as clowns.
The thing about clowns, though, is they have that makeup to make themselves look happy. So that's
and anybody with that makeup on isn't happy inside. They're soulless.
So that's what I mean, though. That's what makes them look extra scary. Is like that's like the demon thing, but it looks like it's made to like look like, hey kids, I'm happy.
I guess.
And that's what like because like when something is creepy, it's your brain doesn't know if it's a threat or not. So like because your brain sees that and goes, well, he's not happy, but it looks, what is this?
Okay,
so
I get it.
It triggers that creepiness in your brain.
That makes sense.
You can't read it. You don't understand what's happening. But what's creepy to me? It doesn't matter if it's a clown. It could be a guy in a...
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm associating right now. I'm thinking, okay, what if I thought about that effect, but it wasn't a clown, and I get it. But for some reason, every time I think of a clown like that, I'm just like, it would be the same way as if I was just like, same way if I was like, it was like a person dressed as, I would just be like, what the fuck? Yeah, if it was a real demon.
Right.
But you just know it's some dude, some weirdo.
Yeah.
So fuck that guy.
I agree, but what the fuck was my point? But we got on this for a reason because I found an article. But the idea is that there's some fucking yahoos out there in the woods. That's what's scary. Yeah. It's that these like mentally unstable people. Like I remember I saw a video of a guy on YouTube. He was just stringing up lines between trees, and there was a guy like going motorcycle.
Oh, and beheading them.
Well, yeah, he was just stringing it up, right? And the guy saw him doing it and like started yelling at him, and the guy just started coming at him with a hatchet, and he's like, "What? It's just a dude in the woods,
just a crazy guy in the woods,
just setting up things to behead people and like attacking people who try to stop him."
Right.
You know,
he was setting up on his... Have we talked about this, or have I talked about this with somebody else? This sounds super familiar.
I'm not sure.
It was something about, he was tired of people like riding dirt bikes on his property. And he lived in the woods, but he was a crazy dude.
Yeah.
And people kept riding, and he was like, these kids are riding on these trails out here, and it was driving him nuts, the noise of but instead of being like, I'll put up signs or I'll block off the road, he hung up things to behead them.
Yeah.
You know, if that's where you take the leap.
You just go right there.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, fuck them. Heads off.
I mean, what made me start talking about this is I just read an article that says, a headline, man fires AR-15 to scare dog walker he thought was a clown.
Jeez.
So it's just like the clowns are fucking...
They're scaring everybody, man. People are losing their shit.
I'm not especially afraid of clowns, but if I saw a guy dressed as a clown...
You just know it's up to something. I guess, I understand. I get it. But it's not so much... I was putting more emphasis on the fact that it's a clown. It's like, what the fuck?
It's that you know that guy's fucking around. Like... You're like, what is this?
Yeah. It's like,
he's up to something.
Right. It's when you watch those like prank videos online where somebody's just dressed as something weird and they just start following somebody at night and people are like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Just because you're like, if anybody started doing that, even a normal person dressed totally normal, you're just following somebody when they stop and turn around, you stop and just stare at them.
Maybe it's a bunch of just perfectly normal dudes dressed as clowns luring children into the woods.
Yeah. Like I said, the luring children part is the thing.
Yeah. That's a whole, I mean,
I'm sure it's a bunch of people dressed up now, just fucking around, being like, oh shit, let's dress up like clowns and go scare with people. It's like when I was in high school, I wanted to dress up as Sasquatch and go fucking with people, but my buddy was immediately like, no, you'll get shot here. And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I'm still on that one website I saw before I'm gonna do a little bit more research about these clowns.
Okay.
But before I move away from this website, I see one that says, man cooks up wife's placenta with breakfast. Says it tasted like bad pork.
Bad pork. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people do eat that. I've seen they put it in stuff. They put it in facial masks and cleaners and stuff.
People aren't eating it, though.
I think people eat it. Yeah, people eat it.
Ugh.
I mean, it's not...
That's how you get the kuru.
What? Now, that would set you off into a nodding fit. You want breakfast? Placenta.
Okay, so I'm gonna do some research here. I'm gonna clowns in America Woods. Creepy clown.
They're everywhere now. They've stretched through like the whole
12 states. 12 arrests in multiple states. What's happening here? What's happening here?
I remember like one guy. Well, I remember seeing a statement from the police of one thing, like because they were like, it's not illegal to dress up as a clown. It's not illegal to do that because people were like, well, they're freaking out, and they're like, but use some sense. If you're dressed like a clown, you're obviously doing this to be get up to some fuckery, and don't go wandering on people's property or jumping out scaring people because people might shoot you, or call the police. And if you're trespassing or you're assaulting someone, then you will go to jail.
Yeah, that's the thing when people don't use sense. Like, okay, so this is happening. It started because there were people trying to lure kids in the woods, and then people then take that and like, oh, that's funny. I'm gonna dress a clown, try to scare people.
Right.
And then that's when you just get killed.
Yeah, that's when it goes out of hand because people doing dumb stuff.
I can understand that thought process.
Yeah.
But then you think a little bit more and you go,
yeah, you don't dress up like Sasquatch.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot. I mean, it's not like I have to go in pretty deep to figure this out. Clowns are not happy. Creepy clowns. This is in Virginia. It's in Ohio.
Clowns are not happy?
Well, I mean, something about creepy clown reports continue and clowns are not happy. I don't know what that means.
Does that mean legit clowns are like, they don't represent all clowns? There's that guy. There's a guy who's a clown for a living and he's a good clown and he's not luring anything.
I'm a good clown.
I'm a good clown and you're,
I'm not, these men clowning around or.
Yeah, they don't represent. Actually, we don't like that term. Yeah.
I can't do it.
Squeaky nose, squeaky shoes. That's not like luring kids into children. There's no way to clown around, says clown.
Luring kids into children.
Is that what I said?
There's no way to clown around.
I didn't mean to clear. Well, obviously,
said the man after we hit him in the head. Okay, I'm going to try to do this again.
Okay.
I'm going to name some things that burst through that door.
Okay. Anything that comes through the door is going to piss me off and scare me.
Now, you have to tell me, is it 10 scary, like...
I understand. 10
Do you understand? Because you didn't understand the first time.
10 scariest.
One is like, I came through the door.
Okay.
Maybe I startled you, but I'm not scary.
Okay. And my mind wants to go the other way, though. 10 is the least scary, and you count down to number 1. The number 1 scariest thing that could bust through the door.
Will that make you happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to do it that way.
Okay. So, I burst through the door with a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, Chuggo.
Oh, the Drapper guy bust through the door? It would just make me mad. He wouldn't scare me.
No, he wouldn't scare me.
If he burst through that door? Anything busting through that door. Hey, this is my problem with like scary movies. That's a jump scare.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would, of course that would scare me. Something goes, wow!
Well, then he comes in here and starts being like, blah, blah, blah.
And then, when he comes in, if he continues to be scary, the jump scare, we gotta ignore the jump scare. Okay. It's gotta be what comes through the door.
Okay.
So if Chuggo comes through the door.
Steps in. Holy shit,
somebody just came through the door.
Scared the shit out of me. Because 1 through 10, one thing.
This is 10.
Oh, I forgot that we flipped it. I was like, fuck you, man. No. We can't make this work.
It'll work. We can make it work.
So what was Chuggo?
Well, he's a 10 too. Do we have to go down the list? It was
okay. So then let's say it's like, but like comes in and is being threatening.
Yeah. Okay, he'd be like an 8.
Okay.
Because he seems kind of like you don't act like that.
I don't know. I've lost my own game. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. I'm just gonna start naming people.
It's all gonna be people.
It should be things. You name one.
Like a leopard. Are all these things dressed as clowns?
Let's wrap this up, man.
All right. Because that would scare me. Because it'd be like, who painted that leopard up? Because then I'd be worried about the leopard would be painted as a clown would be scary. But then I wouldn't want to meet who is scary enough to that leopard let it paint it up like a clown.
You're not going to you drugged it. You're not going to.
You don't know that. Those are the thoughts. That's what's scary. That's what's scary is there's a man out there who's so scary that a leopard just let it paint him like a clown.
If you guys want to get in contact with us and send us some articles about clowns or explain something that we talked about and got wrong on the podcast, you guys can email us. That is royalwecast@gmail.com. You can also hit us up at Twitter @royalwecast, Facebook. We got all kinds of stuff, guys. That's going to do it for us this week, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
We don't know who you are.
Drop us a line about,
If you're a clown.
Yeah, let's hear from a scary clown out there.
Yeah, please email us.
If you know a legit scary clown or a scary clown leopard. T-Rex, dude, scary.
Dear Royal We, I am a clown leopard.
T-Rex.
T-Rex demon man child.
Now that'd be scary.
Good night. You seem so disappointed. I want to talk. I want to talk about this nonsense.